Hello, fifth grade friends. We are on lesson 2.2, thousands to thousandths. Notice one of them ends with an S, the other THS. So copy that down in the top of your page, and then right below it, write your I can statement, and then restart the video. So we're going to be looking today at I can read, write, and model numbers from thousands to thousandths. And let me see if I can get this to go forward. All right, so place value. What I'm going to be showing you right now is called symmetry around the ones. So if you look at this chart, we've got the ones in the middle. So if we could take this paper and put a fold right there on that dotted line, everything would match. On this side, we have tens, tenths with a THS, hundreds, hundredths, thousands, thousandths. So this is what we talked about yesterday or recently. So this would be your full dollar. Right here would be your decimal. Then you've got your tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Here's your ones place, tens, hundreds, thousands. Now, when you go this direction, your number is getting 10 times larger. So tens are 10 times more than ones. Hundreds are 10 times more than tens, and so on. When we go this direction, we're on the fraction side, and things are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, what do I mean by symmetry? If I could fold this paper, these colors would match up. So in shapes, when you fold something, the two sides are the same, they match. So that's what I mean about symmetry around the ones. As I said, when you go this direction, 10 times larger, this direction, you're dividing by 10, or things are getting 10 times smaller as you go. So let's look at this. As we talked about, there's your ones place, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So when we're on the right side of the decimal, these are pieces of a whole, and they end with THS. Your decimal point always uses the word and. So look at this number. We have 6, and here we have a 5 in the hundredths place. So I would say this, 6 and 5 hundredths. Okay, again, that decimal point is the place where you say and. You never use the word and in a number unless you're using it at the decimal point. Okay, it's very important. The decimal means and. Okay, remember that. So 6 and 5 hundredths. Take a look at this one. Think in your head, how would you say this number? 3 and 3/10. Look at this example. Think about how you would say this number. Now, that 5 lands 3 places over. So since the 5 is landing in the thousandths place, we would call this 5 and 45 thousandths. 5 and 45 thousandths. Okay, say this number to yourself in your head. So you have 9, decimal means and then just look at this number. If it was all by itself, you would say 786. Since it lands in the thousandths place, it's simply 9 and 786 thousandths. All right, this is a page right out of the math workbook that goes with our math series. Now listen carefully. Here's what I want you to do. You're going to need to copy this part down in your math notebook under your I can statement. So I want you to write standard form, and then right next to it, write this exact example. Next line down, word form. Write that out, what it would look like if you were writing it in words. Expanded form. So we're taking the same number that we start out with up here, 35 and 26 thousandths, and we're expanding it into its place value. So the 3 is in the tenths place. It's the same as 30. 5 ones, 2 hundredths, 6 thousandths. Copy that down. Stop the video if you have to. Then you're going to write expanded form powers of 10. Write down this example. Now let me make some sense of this for you. Since the 3 is in the tens place, it means the same as 3 times 10, or 30. 30. The 5 is in the ones place. It means the same as 5 times 1. So 30 plus 5 is our 35. So we're expanding this number out, and we're expanding it into powers of 10. So there's your 3, your 5. We don't have anything in the tenths place, so that's why we have 2 times 100, 6 times 1,000, because we have a 2 in the hundreds place, a 6 in the thousandths place. So stop the video and make sure you copy all of this down before we go on. All right, now we're going to look at this number. We call this standard form. It's its everyday way that we write numbers. We're going to change it to what we call word form. So we're going to write this in words. Here's what it would look like.
What you talking about, what?
I know, right? So in word form, hopefully you already wrote that down. There's a nice little reminder for you if you haven't. So in word form, it would simply be 12,402. Notice, remember from elementary school, your comma separates your families, your thousands. Family is separated from the rest of the number, and that's true when you write it in words also. Expanded form. If we go up here and remind ourselves what expanded form looks like, I'm going to have 10,000 plus 2,000 plus 400 plus 2. We're going to take that same number and write it this way. Since my 1 is in the 10,000ths place, I'm going to have 1 times 10,000. My 2 is in the thousands place, so 2 times 1,000. 4 is in the hundreds place, so it's 4 times 100. There are no tens, so then I'm going to just jump over to the ones, 2 times 1. So now look at problem number 2. It's already written in word form, so what would that look like in standard form? Well, 8 and 305 thousandths. There it is. If we expand it, got my 8 plus my 3/10 plus my 5 thousandths. Now I'm going to expand it with powers of 10. 8 is in the ones place, 3 is in the tenths, 5 is in the thousandths. If this is confusing to you, you can always go back to your notebook because you should have this written down. Let's look at the last one. This time they gave us the number in expanded form, so in its everyday standard form, it's simply 72 and 43 hundredths. If we expand it in the powers of 10, my 7 is in the tenths place, 2 in the ones, 4 in the tenths, 3 in the hundredths, and then in word form, 72 and 43 hundredths. So here are some sample problems. One of the things that you're going to have to do on your seat work is look at some decimal numbers and figure out which one does not belong. And the best way to do that is to stack them up. So there's my first one, my second one, my third one. So I can see that all the 4s are the same. I've got my decimals lined up. And when I look at the tenths place, 2 of them are the same, but 1 of them is different. So we've got a 7 in the hundreds place. And remember, you can put as many zeros as you want on here. It does not change the value. These 2 numbers are the same, 4 and 7 hundredths. So that last one is the one that does not belong. Let's do the same with this one over here. Stack them up. You could do this in your math notebook, on a whiteboard, whatever. You can see that you've got 32. Your decimal lines up. There's a 0 in the tenths place. But now we can see that this number has a 5 in the hundredths place, and these 2 do not. So the bottom 2 numbers are the same. There's a 0 here, that means nothing, nothing. So the top number is the one that does not belong. Another thing you're going to be doing today is writing mixed numbers as decimals. So we have 76 and 2 thousandths. That's what it would look like as a decimal. 76 and a 2 in the thousandths place. Look at this one. 134 and 78 hundredths. 134 and 78 hundredths. So here are your practice problems. Notice that you're going to be writing a decimal number. A decimal number. So you have it in word form. You simply tell me in an everyday standard decimal number what these 3 numbers would look like, and then do the same thing down here. Take these mixed numbers, show me what they would look like as decimals. So you've got actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems. So make sure you change this. This is actually problem 1. This one is 2. This one is 3. Sorry about that. All right, I'll see you soon.